Welcome, everyone. I am Dr. Friedman, and I have had the unique opportunity to have watched this group of young men and women since they began their educational careers at the Catskill schools. It has been a very satisfying experience, and now I have the pleasure and honor of welcoming everyone to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2013. We want to thank all the families and friends who have come to honor the graduates today. These young men and women have worked hard to get to this point, and they have earned the diploma they are about to receive. The value of education cannot be understated. We live in a rapidly changing world, and education has become a lifelong experience. It is the ability to learn and adapt to situations that will sustain these graduates in their future endeavors. A quote from Nelson Mandela: "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." I encourage all of you to continue your education and challenge you to change the world. In the program, you will see denoted students who have received awards and other accolades, and I'm sure you've heard about those going on to higher education. However, I want to take this opportunity to recognize those who will be giving service to their country. Will those students who are entering the military please stand? On behalf of the Catskill School District, we thank you in advance for your service to our country. Thank you. And now, I would like to welcome Patrick Fennedy, who will introduce the salutatorian.
This year's salutatorian is one of the kindest, most loving people at Catskill High School. She has been very active in our school and our community. She has been president of Interact, a member of National Honor Society, and so many other clubs. She put together, along with other Interact members, a youth leadership summit in which several Albany area schools participated in. She puts others before herself. She is always willing to help someone in need. Some of her hobbies include helping others, creating unique and entertaining videos, reading, and supporting others in whatever they do. She is the role model for students here at Catskill. Her hard work and dedication to her schoolwork has allowed her to achieve the rank of salutatorian. Students see how dedicated she is and strive to be like her. We all know that she will be successful in whatever she does. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the class of 2013 salutatorian, Beatrice Musang.
Okay. Well, you guys have no idea how nervous I am right now. But first, I would like to thank everyone for coming on this special day. And to the principal, the teachers, the superintendent, families, friends, guests, the Board of Education, and to each and every one of you, good morning. To be honest, I really didn't know what to write for my speech. Should I write about myself, about the class, about our whole high school experience? I'll probably change my speech not once, not twice, but 3 times. I started searching online, watching YouTube videos for ideas about our graduation speech, and oh boy. They were so sophisticated, with vocabulary words, metaphor usages, and just overall creative. I've seen some funny ones, inspirational ones, and I even saw this graduate student who compared his high school life to a Rubik's Cube and solving it as he was making his speech. Now how am I going to top that? I'm surprised I even have the courage to be standing right here in front of you and not pass out. But you know what? Even if I can't do a Rubik's Cube while saying this whole entire speech or have an amazing vocabulary, I might even stumble and stutter or probably end up boring you guys, which I hope not. I just wanted to let you guys know that this speech is just plain old Beatrice talking. I started off high school just being myself, and I'm going to leave just being me. I don't think I have to be fancy or try to be someone else just to make my speech look good. And to be Beatrice, all I have to do is talk straight from my heart. High school had its ups and downs. There was the drama, the cliques, the stress, but there was also the fun, the friends, and the laughters we've shared. I think the class of 2013 was misunderstood a lot, and if I wasn't part of this class, I would have looked at it differently as well. It felt like it was us versus everyone else. It felt like we were the unlucky 13, but we're not. Well, to start off, someone almost lost their toe during senior skip day. We came into last place during spirit games, and not a lot of people really participated during the dress-up days. During our senior picnic, senior trip, senior skip day, it was either humid, rainy, muggy. I don't recall any sunshine at all. And our class plans weren't always what we want them to be. But I don't think you won't really understand the roller coaster ride of the class 2013 until you've been in our seats. We were the class who got our own hallway and felt isolated from the rest during our freshman year, who lost someone dear and important to us, but he was never gone. He's always been in our hearts and will always be part of the class. And I know Michael White is very proud of each and every one of us right now. Even though we've been misconstrued and looked at differently compared to the other classes before us, our class will always have this special and exceptional bond that only we have and understand. Each of us are different individuals with different personalities and different dreams, but we do look out for each other. And the things that we've been through made us stronger. We made the best of what we have, and we turned it into our own great high school memories. We had the dream team, the corner from hell, the good and bad words from Miss Ferrara's class. We had the best sports players, we have the beautiful and talented people, our lunch conversations, the tickle fights, and instead of complaining and waiting for the rain to pass, we learned to dance and play in it. And just like our high school days, we had fun. So congratulations, class of 2013. Today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. You're the guy who'll decide where to go, from Dr. Seuss. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Lynn Johnson Sear is a Catskill High School graduate of the class of 1988. Throughout her high school career, she was a very active member of Interact, where she held the position of president as well as being involved with student government, the varsity cheerleading team, and the Toga Girls of 1988. Upon graduation, she enrolled at Pace University, where she graduated with a BBA in Finance and minor in Economics. She graduated from Pace University in 1992 as a member of their Honor Society. Lynn is registered as an enrolled agent with the Internal Revenue Service. Lynn started her career employed at MTV Network as part of their accounting team. After her years of service at MTV, she transitioned to public accounting and worked diligently towards admittance to the partnership. She was blessed by being admitted to one of the world's largest professional service firms in 2008, Deloitte & Touche, as a non-equity partner specializing in tax management consulting. Lynn holds various titles, including co-leading the Northeast Tax Management Consulting Practice and is the leading in the Northeast Regional Learning Leader. She has 20-plus years of diversified experience. Her client base includes domestic and foreign-owned entities within the telecommunications, insurance, consumer product, and manufacturing service industry. In 2001, she married Stephen Sear, and together they have two beautiful daughters, Isabella and Samantha. Lynn and her family currently reside in Monroe, New York. While applying for pet insurance for her Labrador Retriever, Diesel, Lynn struggled with the difference between canine and feline. She came to the conclusion that a feline is a female dog and a canine is a male dog. She enjoys spending time with her family, reading, swimming, and traveling. Lynn is active in the Make-A-Wish Foundation and Girl Scouts of America. It is my great pleasure that I introduce Ms. Lynn Johnson Sear.
What an absolutely perfect morning. Dr. Farrell, Dr. Friedman, members of the Board of Education, distinguished faculty, proud parents, honored guests, and above all, this gorgeous class of 2013. Let me hear you. You guys are way too quiet for me. Okay, thank you so much for having me here today to celebrate your graduation. I am truly honored. I'd like to start out by saying, though, being punctual is not one of my strengths. And I'd like to note, after traveling for 2 hours, I was here on time. I was here early. So if my mom or dad is out there looking to scold me, I was on time. And graduates, your parents are never going to stop scolding you. I'm middle-aged. I must admit, when I first received the call, my immediate reaction to Ms. Bouchain was, does she realize that she is asking the 1988, and I know in the program it says 1984, it is 1988, elected class clown to address this fine class of 2013. I mean, it would be fair to say I cared probably more about boys more than books. Let me get that right. I orchestrated senior skip day. Yes, and I probably had my own assigned seat in detention. So, for any of you clowns sitting out there, there's actually some hope for you. So, I did graduate in 1988, and that's 25 long years ago, or 20 minutes ago, depending upon how you look at it. In 1988, I would have written this on a Canon typewriter, listening to a mixtape full of Journey and LL Cool J, and probably doing it the night before it was due. But instead, I wrote this to the sound of 3 dogs barking, One Direction blaring in the background, thanks to my 2 beautiful children in the front row, a pile of other work, and still very, very close to the date it was due. And when I first thought about speaking to you today, I was really struggling with, what to say to you. I too, Beatrice, was nervous. I wanted to get this right, and I wanted to share everything that I wish I had known when I was your age, sitting in the same place, about to say goodbye and graduate high school. My daughters, Isabella and Samantha, constantly hear me say, when I was your age, and although I swore I'd never sound like my mom, I do it all the time. It's inevitable. And who am I to question how exactly, at the stage of me being middle-aged, can I relate to and really reach the mind of an 18-year-old? And more often than not, commencement speakers will stand up here and they'll tell you a bunch of crap that's going to go in one ear and right out the other. So today I decided not to speak to you as a mom, or to lecture you, or to speak to you as a successful executive, but instead I wanted to speak to you as friends and just share with you a little of me and a little bit of what I've learned since I left Catskill High School. But first, do I know anything about where you sit today? I sat here on the same day in 1988. I was ending my career as a cheerleader, as an active participant in the student council, and I too was president of Interact. I'd read maybe 4 books my entire high school career. I carefully studied 17 magazine to ensure that I was best dressed, and I did not get that coveted title. I was a bit upset. I had a basic understanding of mathematics and science, barely passed my bioregents, and I swear I winged it on every assignment Mr. Ford, who is sadly no longer with us, threw in my direction. Unless it had to do with friends, boys, maybe some drama, making someone laugh or fashion, it wasn't really on my radar. But I was excited and I was ready for my life to begin. I was accepted to Pace University in New York City with my best friend Nicole. We were about to move close to the big city, but not too far away from my mom and her magic laundry machine. I was invincible, I was confident, and I was restless for really what was going to be my next adventure. So whether you're staying here in town locally, leaving to serve your country, those 4 gentlemen that just stand up, thank you, heading off to college, or planning a different path for yourself, I'm sure you are just as excited as I was. But I didn't realize no matter how much I wanted to leave this small town, I'd end up calling my mom every single night the first few months away. I think at first I was faced with this freedom that I wasn't sure how to handle. How was I going to do all this on my own? My classes, my schoolwork were very hard, and then I had to deal with feeding myself and keeping my dorm room from turning into a garbage can, and cleaning my own clothes, which I had never done, and thanks to my family, I still don't do so well. So lesson number 1, Do not do it alone. Find people who are going to inspire you and stick close to them. None of you are here because you did it alone. Someone, that best friend beside you, those parents and grandparents in the audience, gave you that strength and that support. Please have the same faith in yourself and find people who are going to have your back, whether it's your teachers, mentors, friends, network. My support system and my network got me through 4 years at Pace University. My waiting tables at my uncle's restaurants, and I know he's here today, and listening to his hard-ass advice taught me to step it up. That work ethic generated results later in life. Not to mention it gave me a little bit of money for me to survive and buy beer. I knew I would resonate nicely with them. So I received my degree and I left Pace with actually, and I mean this, actually little confidence in knowing what I wanted in a career. But through my experiences, I had a very strong understanding of myself, the concept of hard work, and how to make decisions. So lesson number 2, be tenacious, be tough. It would be nice to tell you all that we live in tranquil times, but we do not. This world and our country can seem like a giant, impossible to launder mess. But our world is always a mess. When my parents graduated, there was the Vietnam War and the threat of a nuclear apocalypse. When I graduated high school, there was an AIDS epidemic, a crack epidemic, a homeless epidemic. But challenging times are going to provide you the opportunity to persevere and to shine. Please, take chances on things that will scare you. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You will. But learn from them. Demand something great from life. You are only going to get what you give in 99% of life situations. But you will give yourself inside a much greater sense of success if you do it with heart, if you do it with drive, if you do it with tenacity. As Shana mentioned, my first job was at MTV Networks. That sounds really glamorous, doesn't it? It was intense. It was demanding. It was long hours. I was a finance person trying to support creative artists with purple hair who couldn't understand a debit or a credit. I had an apartment in Yonkers, and I only had 4 bills to pay a month: the rent, the electric, the car, and the phone. But while my job was my main focus and my first priority, I made sure to have fun. My friends were all single. We went out all night to the wee hours of the morning. And I slept all day every weekend. I worked hard and I played hard. But here's the catch. I did neither in excess. When you are closer to my age, and parents, I know you're going to connect with me on this, you will see 2 different types of people. Those who use their 20s to grow and to find themselves and become adults that give something back to society. And then there are those that use their 20s to do nothing. Don't get stuck. If you're playing beer pong 15 years from now, you're in the stuck category. Now I have more bills than I can count. My family and friends are all married, divorced, kids. I go to bed by 11 p.m. My concerns and my responsibilities extend way beyond anything I could have imagined back then. One day I was this young professional trying to make their way in the big city, and now I am. I am blessed, and I am proud to say I am a partner in one of the largest professional services firms in the world. Lesson number 4. Thank you. Life goes by very fast, and it only gets more complicated the older you get. It's important to stop, even in your teens and your 20s, and give yourself a good shake. Remember where you came from. I came from Catskill. Stop and remember who you are and how you got there. The losses I have experienced in my life have taught me a lot. Katie Couric described, we are all terminal. Stop and let your child walk on the curb, even if you're in a rush. Hold her finger. I bet you there's a parent in Newtown, Connecticut that would like to do that right now. Appreciate the gifts in your life that everyday life brings. I don't care if it's a sunset. I particularly like a fine glass of wine, a blooming magnolia. Take a step back, please, and look at the people in your life. Your friends, your family, your neighbors, your coworkers. Really look at them, like the Fockers, like in the eye. Put your iPhones down. Be grateful for the time that you have here because it will go fast. And as my networks expand and my responsibilities multiply, so does my responsibility to the future of this world. And instead of staying quiet, the feeling of responsibility makes me demand the best in people. It drives me to secure a better life for me and for my children and for the next generation. I think many people agree that we've gone through all these sociological and technological changes, but something important is being lost. People cut corners. People cut lines. They don't give up their seat for the elderly. Along the way, there's been a decline in our sense of humanity and community. Lesson 5. Lesson 5, I think I'm on. My generation is going to expect a greater sense of compassion and kindness. I expect from you what I expect of myself. Respect, excellence. I want my children, and I want you to be smarter than me, to have more than me. Take responsibility as a citizen of this earth. So what's next? What's now? I have absolutely no idea. But I know I'm not done yet. I will never be done trying to be better and to give more. And that's exciting to me. And you may not think that my life has any resemblance to yours whatsoever. But one day, I promise you, you will look back and you will realize that we have much more in common. And that you, believe it or not, have much more in common with your parents and your teachers than you think you do. But what I've learned from life are some simple lessons. Excellence is not going to be always recognized, but it's at your own reward. Appearance, it matters a great deal, perhaps sometimes too much, so take care of yourself. Sometimes things will feel impossible, but they absolutely are not. Keeping your mouth shut and your ears open when you don't know something is an unbelievably great way to learn. Looking people in the eye and having a firm handshake in the corporate world will take you places. Asking the best of everyone shows not only do you respect yourself, but you respect them. Being accountable for your own actions is never a sign of weakness. And finding people who will inspire you will make you an inspiration. But your first priority will always be, please maintain your integrity, even when your boss or your job wants to take it away from you. I'm not here because I achieved success on my own. My grandmother imparted her wisdom on me on a daily basis. I had a patient and loving mother, a supportive family, who most of them are here today, so thank you. I left a small town. I graduated from Pace University. I did what I set out to do. I have an amazing, and not to mention handsome husband, my rock, 2 wonderful kids. I worked, and I mean I worked my way to the top, and I'm not done yet. And yes, I am richly rewarded for it, monetarily and inside. But I don't really think that's why I'm here at all. I'm here because I know why it happened to me. And I'm sure that the school wanted me to share that with you so that you could grow up maybe to be a little like me. You have to create your own success. I don't know how to tell you, but you can. There's no magic secret formula. Don't do it alone. Just remember, be persistent and tough. Work hard. Take the moment in and live it. Expect more from this world and show that through the way that you live. I firmly believe if you keep those things in mind, you will have a satisfied and successful life in whatever definition you give those 2 words. And by the way, I hope it's not how many beers you can chug. And don't buy society's definition of success. It really doesn't work for anyone. So congratulations, class of 2013. You are our future. Be bold. Think big. Give us tomorrow and even better than we deserve. Thank you and God bless.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Barden, and I am truly honored to be introducing our valedictorian this year. I could stand up here and I could list off every extracurricular activity she's been in, every class she's taken, but I really don't think that does her achievements justice at all. I've never seen someone work so hard, not only for herself, but for our entire class and our community as well. Hard work is the price we pay for success, and she is the perfect example of that. On a funny note, she took notes while most of us doodled in hopes of becoming the next artist. She pushed herself to become a good test taker while I know myself and probably many of us, did what we could to pass that test. She made flashcards while most of us made top score in Angry Birds, guilty. And she studied while the rest of us asked each other about last week's homework on Facebook. So you could say she's kind of amazing. Her hard work is something to be acknowledged, and she truly deserves the honor of being valedictorian. Recently, she and I had a conversation about the class, and we came to some conclusions. We are very stubborn. We have a really hard time making decisions, but we contain a lot of individuality, and we still manage to come together. I mean, senior skip day was a big one we were all at. Go figure. But, whether you love this town, whether you hated it, or whether you really couldn't make up your mind half the time, this town taught us a little bit about ourselves, and she and I are both believers in that. She is the one that we must thank when we think of the times that we all came together as a class. I mean, that stuff wouldn't have been done if it weren't for her. Since our class couldn't make decisions, she strategically made decisions based on needs and wants of our class, which I think truly represents her leadership skills because she had the ability to listen, to plan, and to coordinate. And she is unparalleled in her academic and individual achievements and never fails to amaze this school district. I am proud to announce the class of 2013's beautiful valedictorian, Lindsay Johnson.
Oh boy. Sorry for my hat. All right. Good morning. Having the opportunity to speak in front of you today, I knew there are many ways I can go about this. I can take the sad approach and tell you that this is one stepping stone from one stage in our lives to the next. Or I can take the victorious approach and tell you that this is the beginning of the rest of our lives to launch ourselves out into the world and unleash our energies and dreams. But let's get real. If I went with one of those, I'd leave you all wondering, how did I become valedictorian with the creativity of a ceiling fan? As you can tell, I'm very indecisive, and the amount of paper I've wasted and trees I've killed would leave poor Stefania heartbroken. To think back to the individuals we were 4 years ago, many would be surprised to see who we are today. Freshman year, you would find the boys playing rock, paper, scissors in the hallways, and we'd spend countless Friday nights cosmic bowling after a big basketball game. I'm sure our parents remember whose turn it was to pick us up that night. And we knew we had something going for us when we destroyed the seniors playing medic at spirit games. We were so thrilled to have won at least one event, we neglected the fact that we still came in last place. Sophomore year, we were moved out of the isolated freshman hallway and thrown into the litter box. We slowly grasped our personalities, and Miss Farrar would second that, keeping in mind her infamous corner from hell. Junior year was a roller coaster that we didn't know if we'd ever want to get back in line for. Receiving our class rings, we finally felt like we were part of something. Something that couldn't make decisions, something that couldn't commit, something that couldn't sing happy birthday properly, and something that definitely couldn't fundraise. Sorry. But in the long run, we were something. We are no longer the little princes and princesses you wanted us to stay. We became kings and queens, and on that night of prom, you witnessed just that. Without the help from our loved ones and our amazing class advisor, that night would not have been possible. Sorry. We came together to prove not only to ourselves, but to each other, that we had each other's backs, and standing there watching the sunset, I don't think any of us could disagree. Senior year. Oh God. A wise man, Aubrey Drake Graham, once said, "Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here." The class that sits before you today has been dealt quite the hand of cards. Our Odyssey of the Mind team made it all the way to the World's competition in Michigan. Our wrestling team won patroons for the 3rd year in a row. And our boys basketball team also won patroons. Our play members put on a great performance in honor of Mr. G's last show, as well as a number of athletes were chosen for the All-Star teams. Although these were great accomplishments, we did fail at something. Senior trip. The number of times we had to cancel and replan the trip would drive a normal person insane. Thankfully, we were blessed with Miss Bouchain, who dealt with the constant, I'm going to, just kidding, no I'm not, every other day. Not only did she have the patience of a saint, but she also had the ability to store hundreds of candy bars, lollipops, cookie dough, popcorn in her tiny little classroom without a window. She, along with the faculty and staff of our building, our parents, our loved ones, and other members of our community, have molded us into who we are today. They have taught us how to act in particular situations, how to express ourselves, and all the knowledge that we will bring with us wherever we may go. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts to the tip of our toes. Although high school may not have been everything we dreamt it would be, we will still look back and be proud to say this is where we came from. Everything we take from here are the building blocks for our futures. Not many high school graduates can say that they have experienced what we have. Speaking for the class, I can stand here and say that our deck of cards will never be complete. However, today is a day to be proud of what you have accomplished, and here is my advice to you. You must stay true to yourself. It's okay to make other people happy, but if you're miserable making them happy, it's not worth it. Also, stand up for what you believe in. If your voice can be heard, you yourself can change the world. And most importantly, don't sweat the small stuff. Having fun and being happy with who you are the most important things in life. A positive attitude may not solve all your problems, but it will annoy enough people to make it worth the effort. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lindsay. Good morning. First, let's have a round of applause for our graduates. This class of 2013 is a class that has worked with 3 different principals, experienced a first taste of Common Core curriculum, and is the first to graduate following the district's new community service requirements. 73% of the class of 2013 graduates plan to attend some form of higher education to both prepare them for the career path of their choice and to acquire marketable skills in a highly volatile job market. This year's crop of graduates face uncertain futures, continuing instability in the Middle East, internal squabbling in the federal government, and a New York State struggling to find an economic niche to grow jobs, businesses, and support families. This class has its work cut out for it, as our students move from the relatively sheltered atmosphere of a high school campus. But these students have overcome obstacles before, and done so with great success. These are students who know that learning is a process of self-growth. Academic preparation is competitive, but this class, the class of 2013, understands that education is more about preparation for life, one's own life, than it has ever been before in society. This is a class that has taken a long look at what needs to be accomplished to succeed over the long haul, what will stand each individual in good stead in life. Our graduates, the class of 2013, know that before you can do something, you need to be someone. You need to have knowledge of yourself, the who you are. Our students recognize that what matters most in life is not the hand you're dealt, but how you play it, adapting to change and having the skills to do so, both academic and emotional. Your years here in our district schools have given you the skills and tools you need to accomplish this. As Ms. Sear said, life is about change. Your first college, your first love, may not be your last. Your first job will most certainly not be your last, nor will your first career choice perhaps be your last. You will win some and lose some. You will fall down. You will be treated at times, in your eyes, unfairly. You will at times be treated with kindness and respect. It happens to everyone. Change. But it's what happens next and what you can control that matters. Winston Churchill noted, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. That's maturity."
When I was 14, I was falling fast for a blue-eyed girl in my homeroom class. Trying to find the courage to ask her out was like trying to get off from a water spout. What you would have said, I can't say. I never did ask and she moved away. But I learned something from my blue-eyed girl. Sink or swim, you gotta give it a whirl. Life's a dance, you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Don't worry about what you don't know. Life's a dance, you learn as you go.
Life is a dance that you learn as you go. My wish for you today is that you recognize that collaboration, cooperation, flexibility, and giving more than you get will help you to be successful in the dance of life. Know that before you can do something, you need to be someone, and be someone of whom you can be proud. Thank you. We will now award our diplomas.
Lindsay Ann Johnson. Beatrice Aina Marie P. Musong. Adam Tyler Madrid. Tyler Michael Bulich. Sophia B. Young. Stefania Buta. Sarah Elizabeth Lubra. Paula Marie Kent. Kayla Ann Lau. Liam Patrick Anderson. Second row, please stand. Myra Ahmad. Elizabeth Ann Barden. Basi Baggio Blake. Rodney Blake. Anthony Bonneau. Joseph Anthony Brascia. Kiaji Tajir Edward Branch. Joey Brando. Yeah. Jordan James Brantley. Richard Britton. Good. Aaron Brown. Oh. Third row, please stand. Robert L. Bruckman. Watch this. Yamara Yvette Camacho. Michaela Marie Carr. Shannon M. Carr-Hines. Smile. Richard Gary Castano, Jr. Shane Chapman. Dylan Chewins. Bridget Clark. Erica Nicole Coletti. Alex C. Cooper. Joseph Michael Costello. Third row. Fourth row, stand up. Please stand. Thank you. Christian Ray Coutu. Good job. Taylor Ann Curtis. Emma Margaret Falanga. John Thomas Faraci. Patrick Daniel Fennedy. Keith Michael Gager. Good luck. Brittany Ariana Gallagher. Anthony Georgie. Nicholas Glass. You are. I am glad you're here. Nigel Gray. Sabria Janae Green. Last row, please stand. Link William Harris, Jr. Logan Hart Grassi. Brandy M. Hockerson. Benjamin Hodzik. Nicholas D. Huber. Douglas Robert Jennis. Elizabeth Ann Joven. It's the other side now. David Taylor Killinger. Willie Lee. Kyle Eugene Lyles, Jr. Yeah. Nicholas March. Just, yeah, go around. It's okay. Catherine Suzanne Marsh. Trent Martin. Luis Martinez. Malik Martinez. Angela Grace Matheny. Kimberly Michelle McCarthy. Silas Minor. Second row, please stand. Jasmine Joy Mingo. James Michael Moore. Stephen Michael Moore. Logan Andrew Mudge. Travis Ryan Nussbickle. Anae Nairi. Ariana Christine Orso. Sarah Paladich. James Robert Pine, Jr. Zachary Powell. Frank Proper. Third row, please stand. Shayna Dominique Quinn Furick. Nikki Marie Reynolds. Sarah Jo Reynolds. Stephen Tyler Rich. Anthony M. Rivenberg, Jr. Savannah T. Rodigertz. Crystal Amber Rogers. Tiffany Marie Roller. Dayton Thomas Rutkowski. Hans David Schmidt. That's good. Joseph Patrick Schroang, Jr. Look at mommy. Gerard Blaze Stanzione. Fourth row, please stand. Ayla Virginia Steer. Robert Story. Patrick Sullivan. Dustin Wind Tate. Raheem Taylor. Christiana Touche. Joshua Paul Van Ben Scoten. Taylor Fields Vermillion. Joseph David Vierheller. Nathaniel C. Vliet. Devin Walters. Shannon Wayne. Final row, please stand. Julia B. Wenstrom. Adam Alexander White. El Shammai Leonard Malik Wynn. Kayla Young.
And even though you have your diplomas, until I read the magic words from the state of New York, you're not official. So it is with great honor and through the powers invested in the Catskill Board of Education by the University of the State of New York, through the New York State Education Department and the Commissioner of Education, that I confer upon the Catskill Central School District graduation class of 2013 that you have officially met all prescribed requirements for graduation. Woo! Go forth and conquer the world.